up, guys? It's your boy Mizzy, and I'm here today. I'm kind of a different video. I don't know how many people watch the YouTube 1v1 space, but I'm gonna give my top 5, and I'm gonna give some stuff. You know, we had the BIL OTD event and how the Nas and Briscoe game went. I just want to give some ways I think they need to clean it up. You know, like I say, just me giving my advice. You know, take it or leave it. But number one, I think you can't have games that people are quitting and it's just fine. We gotta have some stipulations in the contracts that you have to finish this game. That's a fail on, like I said, whoever the people in charge, because you've had Ty Lawson and Nesco game not finished, and now you have the Briscoe and Nas game not finished. That's just a bad look on the company. You can't have two games that people are paying pay-per-view to watch and games are not finishing. So like I say, I don't know if some people, you know, scared to offer certain contracts because they may be like, oh, well, you know, how some people will feel about it, but you can't have people not finishing games. Even if it's not, we don't pay you, we don't pay you 50%, or you know, however you come up with it, but people must be finishing games. Number two, you gotta start having people on the court. I know everybody after that game was like, man, that was madness. You can't have a game that all of a sudden the crowd is just influencing the game this much. Nas is being, like I say, I'm gonna be respectful, but Nas is beating Briscoe bad. And anybody watching that game know it was about to be probably 30-18, something like that. And now all of a sudden you got all the stoppages. You got Dev. He said people was pouring water on the court. You got all the outside forces that shouldn't be coming in. And the people who are saying, well, you know, look at TNC, they control the crowd. Man, look, anybody got sense know the crowd at TNC is different than the crowd at BIL OTD that was in Jersey. That's a different crowd. Anybody know? If you look at the crowd at TNC, I watched the Lat and Reese game. It's a lot of people not melanated over there that's standing on the sidelines. So like I say, the energy just different in the building. But like I said, start having people on the court. And man, I don't know, this probably just asking too much, but I don't, because they said it was $150,000 worth of money in the building that people was betting on games. Man, I just think you shouldn't allow people betting on premises. Handle that outside the game, but you shouldn't. Once you get people in the game or in the arena, they bringing money and betting games. Man, look, even if that didn't happen with the people getting on court, you can have something just go real sideways. You can have somebody, you know, they losing money, and now they, like I said, people out there threatening refs. So we don't know what else could happen. Just hey, man, look, y'all can bet on games, but y'all gonna have to do that on your own time. Not inside bringing money and stuff in. Nah. Third thing, man, and this is probably the most tricky thing, I already know, but man, give people the matchups that they want to see and they care about. Dad was speaking with B. Ellis about this, but man, look, when people start watching the 1v1 space and fell in love with it, it was because I remember Nas' first game. It was when he was with Wild Hunt. He played Scar. We didn't, all these picks, and like I say, I'm cool with people picking certain matchups, but I'm not cool with all of a sudden now Nas, oh man, I gotta play Pat Bev. What? It's plenty of people in the space that you can play. Pat Bev, don't nobody want. And I seen this morning he got arrested, but you know, anyways, but Pat Bev, that's not a matchup we want to see. Look, let's get matchups, because just like the Briscoe game was going, and like I say, how you gonna say you only want to play a pro? You just played Kyrie Walker. That I know that was, like I say, I know Briscoe, that what happened, so it was short notice. But you played him anyways. You played him regardless. You just played Bino. Like, come on, man. Like, it's no way that some of these other games you shouldn't be playing. And like I said, people want to get the matchups, whatever, you know, Scotty, Davo, and what BIL, with all them got confusion going on. Just remember, the fans is the one that's making you rich and making you successful. I always remember that because a lot of people get confused. They think just like Tennessee, they hit 1 million subs. That's great. But never forget, the fans is the one that make your company successful. And like I said, you got to give the fans stuff they want. You got to get your feelings out of the way and whatever. Look, even if you, Scotty don't want to work with, they say he used to work there. He got fired at BIL. Man, even if it was like, look, it's a one time of the year event. I'm not doing it every month. Okay, one time of the year. But it's no way that we not getting Rob versus Nas. Like now people just, oh man, stop asking about it. It ain't gonna happen. No, don't stop asking about the fans because that's the way you get stuff, the wheels going. You have to, if anybody's saying companies no matter wherever you at, you gotta be persistent and keep asking for something for it to happen. The same way what Nas just said. Oh, I kept asking for Briscoe. So keep asking for the Rob and Nas game because the fans, everybody, the culture. That's another thing. Remember who's the culture for. Like, we get too much, like I said, man, you got to get out your feelings. Too many sensitive people. Too many sensitive. And like I said, man, you got to get a match as people want. 4, you got to clean up the fouling. You got to. And the Briscoe and Nas game, I don't even really, I know people like, oh, Nas a hack. I don't blame Nas really because the game, that's what route it took. When you, all of a sudden, you're playing in a bowling lane and you got the crowd out right here, it's going to turn into that. Then, like I said, when you take it from 4 dribbles to 3 dribbles, that's going to happen as well. But we got to find out. I heard B and Sell and Millie, they were saying, you know, maybe 5 fouls per half, 7. I like the 5 fouls per half, and then, you know, what you say. And I never like once you get fired and if you miss the free throw, you get a ball back. No, you should still keep the ball. That's, like I say, that always rewarding the other team too much. Well, not team, but the other player too much. Because it's like, why would I miss the free throw and now he gets the ball back? So he'll just continue fouling. And we see people that it's a tactic to win games. Because now, all of a sudden, the bigger guy, the more imposing guy, he just starts fouling. And now, like I say, you're wore down at the end of the game. So you got to clean it up. Like I say, it's not no perfect solution, but just clean it up some. But the 1v1 space, it still is going to be more physical than the NBA. I don't want to hear people talking about, oh, the NBA calls fouls like this. Look, this is not the NBA. We don't want to be that soft that it's a SGA thing. And just like with Briscoe, you shoot 17 free throws. Nobody wants to see that. But anyways, another 5th thing, you must hire your own security or police or what you, and I guess it's like this. You got to hire your own security guys. You can't have it that you, like Davo said that he was like, oh, well, you know, I thought that the police was going to be there. How was you in any way, like, that's not a good answer. And, you know, he did say, oh, blame me, you know, I take all it. That's cool, but look, there's no way that it should be a day of an event that's been playing months ahead, and all of a sudden you talking about you thought that the police was going to be there. You have to make sure that, okay, we're putting the money in, we're putting the proper steps in, because like I said, yeah, you playing a high-profile game, Nas people going to be there, Briscoe people going to be there. You got all the other matchups. You got all the, like I say, you got $150,000 worth of money that people bet on games, and you can't. And then, like I say, you hire security. If you get security from Jersey or refs, that's just always a conflict of interest. Like I say, you got people scanning the refs. You got to have like I say, it's better to be over prepared than under prepared always. Even if it was so many security, people like, dang, they got this many security for a 1v1 game. Yep. Like I say, we got people to make sure, hey, stay behind the barricade. Don't just be letting people in. It should have been people at the door. Like I seen mid-range coach, he said that they did have a security by them. Then all of a sudden the security, he's going wherever. What? Like, come on, man. We got to clean this up. And like I say, it's easy to be like, oh man, you know, well, things happen. Some stuff just, it shouldn't happen, guys. It shouldn't. Like I say, but you know, people still learning. I'm not mad about You know, I see a lot of people like, oh, they should refund. Look, I support the culture, and the way to push the culture forward is spend money. So like I say, I'm gonna do my part. Y'all do y'all part. But anyway, that's enough for me. Talking about tips just to make the 1v1 space better. This is right here is gonna be my top 5. So, my top 5, I got Nas, I got Rob, I got Zay, Ness, and Scoob. So, I got Nas number 1. I know people who go back and forth with Rob, Nas. Like I say, it's an easy way we could clear this up. But like I say, the reason I got Nas and not Rob, but everybody know Rob is great. But I feel when I watch games, I just feel like Nas, I just feel like he's more of a dog. And when he has pay-per-view matchups, a lot of his matchups not even close. Like these past couple of years, he demolishes people. He, like I said, you seen what he did to Frigga. Frigga was top 5 in a lot of people's books when Nas played him. I think it was 30-7. Kyrie Walker blew him out. The Briscoe game was about to be a blowout. So, like Nas, to me, Nas is clearly winning. And like I said, I hate that all of a sudden Nas talking about he don't want to play nobody, no YouTube. I'm like, what, man? Like, you have matchups to play. Like I said, we need to get the Rob matchup. I'm like, man, you could replay Scoob, LP, Zay, Nesco. Like, so you played Scoob and Nesco at the Nesquik event. That was a horrible scene. Like I say, it's no room in the somebody like Scoob, and so that game just, I'm not saying Nas will lose that game, but where they was playing that heavily leaned towards Nas winning. The bigger guy, more physical, cause now it's no space. He can just bully his way to the basket. Let's play this game on the court, cause especially how Scoob playing right now. That's not an easy game for Nas. It is not an easy game. I still will pick him, but it's a dog fight. And cause like I said, everybody knows what Scoob do. Rob, I got him too because I think Rob just tough. He, it's always difficult playing against somebody who can shoot from 30, 40 feet away. You, like I said, he got the game coming up. He playing the guy with Darius. I think Rob gonna win that. That's another thing. We keep playing people in the 1v1 space that's not used to the space. So you already have an advantage. I just, like I say, man, I ain't even gonna keep rambling about Nas not want to play nobody but a pro, whatever. I hate that, but whatever. And then, like I said, Rob, I got him number 2 because, like I said, Rob tough. He got great win, tough win over Zay. That's the only reason I got Rob over Zay. To tell the truth, I really think when it gets to 1v1s, I really lean more towards Zay just because his play style is way more efficient. And like I said, Rob is is highlight driven. And the shot he beat Zay on was he was going to the left, one-legged shot, like great shot, tough. But I think Zay is a more efficient and more safe bet to bet on in games on 1v1s because most of the time, especially since he's getting his jump shot more consistently. But like I said, I got Zay number 3 because like I said, and I know Zay beat Nas. Like I said, that's another one. Nas, he said it. Other people said it. Oh, he was coming off an injury. So play him again. And I know Zay said whatever about, I'm not rematching until, what he said, till he play everybody. If the money on the table, Zay will play. If the money on the table, people will play. And there's money to be made, guys. I don't know why we all of a sudden, you never want to, that's why Scoob gets so much respect. Because he doesn't duck, and I'm not saying they ducking, but it gets a little too friendly that all of a sudden, oh, we buddy. Look, I was cool with my homeboy, but we still could play. We still play 1v1. I'm still trying to take your head off, man. And we can shake hands after. Shoot, we cool. Hey, what? Right now, I'm the number 1 top dog. But 4, I got Ness. Ness just been killing, man. He just in the 2v2 with KL, Scar, and I can't remember the guy who played with KL. There ain't no reason to remember his name. He was bad. But Ness been just killing, man. Like I said, Ness put on muscle. And he, man, every time I always say, like, man, the hardest person to guard in the space. That's why I would be interested in seeing Nas and Ness play again, because Ness, his left to right, he's just so shifty and just tough to guard. The dribble, even when he picks up the ball, the pump face never stop. The pivots, like Ness is great, man. I love watching Ness ever since I first seen him play. But and like I said, the reason I think it would be tough for Nas, because playing in the Ness quit, you had no space. One of Ness' strengths is dancing with the ball. And now when you're in that confined space and Ness can't dribble, come on, man. That's somebody you can rematch. Like I say, talking about Pat Bear. We don't want to see no Pat Bear. But anyways, and then I got School 5. So this one, I was going back between Moon, because Moon did beat Ness in a game that Ness should have won. And School, he lost to Ness, so that's why I got him fifth. But you know, like I said, all these guys are great. That's another thing. People are not playing as much because you can be beat. And a lot of these guys can be beat on any day. School can get hot any day. Ness can get hot. Zay, Rob, Nas, and you can lose a game. If Rob and Zay play again, it could be a game that Zay beat Rob. Like, all these guys are great. But I got School 5 because School, man, he's had a hell of a year. School has beat Rob 31-21, like a 10-point victory. And people, go back and watch that game. All y'all complaining about, oh, he was a hack, y'all was over exaggerating. Like, stop being a fanboy and open your eyes up. Rob was just being whiny and complaining. But like I say, School beat Rob. School beat LP. School just beat Nitty, down 29-20 and fought back. Like, School is just another game that I would love to see again. I know they played 2 times. School and Moon. That's a great game. The first time I think they played on BIL, School won. I think it was 12-7 or something. Next time, I forgot where they was at, but Moon won like 11-8 or 11-7, something around there. But that's another game. Could be a hell of a matchup. And Moon, like I said, Moon is right there because Moon tough. Like, Moon is, especially defensive wise, I don't think Moon gets enough credit by how great his defense is. Like, then probably, you know, if I haven't did a top 10, but I probably would have, I don't know, because Lat, I guess, like I said, I guess you would have to have Lat under Cam because he won. Lat just ain't closed that game. He should have, though. Because I really feel Lat better than Cam. But anyways, guys, like I say, that was my top 5. Them some of the things I think that need to get fixed in the 1v1 space. Appreciate it, everybody. So like, comment, subscribe, share, and I catch you next time.